You'd got the main house, which was 15th century, so it's a really, really old house. Obviously been smashed to bits, done loads of work to it. They'd really focused on like the services, like the mechanical and electrical. So it got a complete new plant room, complete new boiler room, been substantially rewired from what you could see with the consumer units. I mean, I think I got up to consumer unit number 4, but the house was one thing, and as much as the house was great, there was loads and loads of different outbuildings scattered around the grounds. And talking to the vendor, some of that they'd explored in terms of kind of like planning permission and trying to sort of sweat that asset, and some of it they hadn't, but they were aware that potentially they could. I think there's a few issues with some of that because most of them, I don't think you'd ever get a structural engineer with any integrity to say, yeah, that's capable of being converted, which would be an issue in terms of getting Class Q rights on it. The unit that we looked at that they have got planning, I just really want to understand where they're at with that planning permission. When did they get it? How long have they got left? Is it full planning, so they've got 5 years? Is it PD, in which case they've only got 3 years to not only start the build but get it finished? But they'd also got planning for different things in different parts of the building, different parts of the site. Maybe great, but I think the expectations up here in terms of what it's going to do for the GDV, but reality it's down here. Because of the way the site is, you couldn't just hive that off and title split that off. You know, they've got planning for a pool house, brilliant. But who's going to buy a swimming pool in someone else's garden with a pool house? No one. Okay, so you might fill the pool in, but you've still got to get through someone else's garden to get to that pool house, even if you can convert it to residential. I don't see ways of really producing too much of a kind of additional income stream unless you take an absolute gamble and just put in a PD application for those barns, because if you could get PD on them, you could then effectively have driveway number 1, driveway number 2 with the parking to the main house. That could work, but they were in such a ramshackle condition. Also, they weren't massive. They were probably, I think the biggest was probably 6 by 5 meters, so you're talking about 30 meters. So you'd need some form of upstairs to even meet minimum space standard. For the absolutely tiniest units, 37 square meters, if it's a 1 bed with a shower. If it's got bath, it's 39 meters. Well, no one's buying a 1 bed apartment in the middle of an open like Buckinghamshire countryside. You'd want really minimum two bed, probably 3 bed, like small family homes or starter kind of like type properties, or maybe somewhere for someone to retire to, maybe.